No, but it's just me. Like I'm a hard worker. That's just me. As healthcare workers and just in hospitals in general, the staffing is always a problem.
Apparently, there is a rumor in the ER that you have worked 15 12-hour shifts in a row. First of all, is that true?
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Don't say it like it's so obvious. Like, people, that's not normal, Trez. Hello, everybody. We have here Trez Wilbur.
It's Trezlyn, but you can call me Trez.
Trez, you are a PCT, patient care technician from Columbus, Georgia. And for our listeners, can you explain what a PCT is?
So PCT means a patient care technician. Where I work at, we have two types. We have the technician that's on the floor, and we have the technician that's in triage with a nurse, paired up with a nurse. When you're in triage, you got to be TTG. I like to call it train to go at all times, because you never know what's walking through that door. But as a tech in my role, I get vital signs. If we got a patient that's coming in with chest pain, of course, automatically we're getting the EKG and giving it to a provider in hand and not just send it down because, hey, it could be a STEMI or something. So we take that very seriously. We also do finger sticks for our stroke patients that come in. And we do draw blood as well. Now, as far as being on the floor, it's a little bit different, kind of more laid back, but we still be hopping when we're on the floor. We, make sure the linen is changed, and if the nurses, me personally, how I do, I'll go around to each nurse. I'll be like, hey, such and such, you good? Do you need anything? You okay? What can I do from a tech standpoint? I go to every single nurse before I take me a little break and sit down. So yeah. Then we help patients to the bathroom, change them, everything, help feed them, whatever they need.
Yeah, your role as a PCT was basically my role. We called it something differently. It was an ER tech in the ER. But here in California, I was not allowed to draw blood. I was not allowed to do any finger sticks.
Oh, man.
So your role over there is different. It's got a wider, you have a bigger scope of practice, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Which I thought was interesting. Did you have to go get your phlebotomy license?
Oh, well, as I do have my license, but it was not required. There's just something that the techs learn how to do that, they offer down there in the ER. It's not required though for you to have your license.
It's not required, but you need your license if you want to draw blood, no?
Yeah, of course, yeah. Like, say if you want to work in the lab, like transfer over to the lab, you would have to have either your certification or your license to work in the lab.
But do they let you as a PCT draw blood without the license?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Yeah, I've always wanted to. As a tech, I've always wanted to do more stuff like that, the finger sticks and the blood drawing. But I feel like if I did, I would regret it immediately. I feel like so many people would ask me to go do it. I feel like people would ask me to do it, and I might be annoyed. Just one more thing to do. You're already doing a million things running around, like you just said.
Mm-hmm.
But again, so talking to Ashley, who nominated you,
Lord.
she is your charge nurse currently at the ER, right?
That's my girl.
She submitted so many stories about you. Apparently, you are a very hard worker, and there is a rumor in the ER that you have worked 15 12-hour shifts in a row. First of all, is that true?
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Don't say it like it's so obvious. Like, people, that's not normal, Trez.
No, but it's just me. Like, I'm a hard worker. That's just me. When I see a need on the schedule, because, as healthcare workers and just in hospitals in general, the staffing is always a problem. So we be short-staffed sometimes, but I just fill in where I can.
For those of you who aren't quick with the math here, 12-hour shifts, 7 days, is that 84 hours?
That's a lot. It is a lot.
And you did that?
Mm-hmm.
Because, there's just that many needs at your hospital, or?
Just me, personally. I don't mind working. I get out there and I work for mine. So I don't like asking anybody for anything. I like to get out there and get it on my own. So that's just how I am.
You'd rather work. What keeps you pushing through these hours though? I can't stand any more than 36. Like if I do I can't do 3 days in a row ever when I was working. Like I would schedule 2 days in a row. I would need at least 1 or 2 days a break before I worked my last 12-hour shift. Normally, healthcare workers out there are working 3 12-hour shifts, but you somehow have managed to work 15 12-hour shifts in a row.
I would say what keeps me pushing on, I'm going to be honest, like when I'm working with the patients in the ER, and just, especially our elderly patients or even our children that, you know, they come in not feeling good. And just to see their faces when they leave, they're smiling, they're happy, they feel so much better. That gives me a push, like, okay, I've accomplished something, help them out in some kind of way. That keeps me pushing.
Oh my God, you're such an angel. I had such a different answer. Trez, how long have you been at PCT?
For a year. But prior to that, I worked on a med-surg floor. And I was a unit secretary, but I still helped out on the floor anyway. I just didn't have like a PCT role, but I did everything as a tech too.
I see. So you did both when you were in med-surg, and from
and
the
I
stories,
still do both now.
Exactly. So like from the stories that I've heard, that your coworkers have given me, you normally double as a patient care technician and a unit secretary in the ER. Why? How does that happen? Where's the unit secretary?
Well, it just depends. If one of the other secretaries, if they have to be off, I'll fill in. Or I know our nighttime secretary, she had took some time off. So I've been filling in. Like tonight, I gotta go in. So, yeah. I mean, it doesn't do anything to me. I'm used to it. And even when I'm secretary, I still help out on the floor. Like when EMS come in, I get up, triage them, may get some blood if we need, EKG, whatever it is, clean rooms. I just can't sit down on my behind like that. You got some people that'll do that, but that ain't me. Nah, that's not me.
Yeah, and for those of you who don't know, like working in the ER, the unit secretary rarely ever leaves their chair because they have to be in front of the computer the whole time.
Oh, yes.
With the phone, right?
Oh,
I mean,
yes.
Yeah, you're getting phone calls. You have to. You need the computer to look for stuff. You're like turning around. You're looking for the doctors. You're looking for whoever who pays fucking neuro. You got to go find these people.
Oh,
so
yeah.
to do that while drawing blood, getting an EKG, and like making sure a patient isn't dying in triage is like, Trez, that's insane. That's a lot of work.
Yeah, it is. It is. I mean, we've had some cases where patients come in, blood pressure tanking. I'm having to run to go find a charge because we need a room stat. And, it can get wild sometimes now. People don't understand. The ER, it can really get wild.
Yeah. How old are you, Trez?
I'm 27.
You're 27. And you started healthcare when you were how old?
Back in 2018. I don't know how old I was. But I think it was back in 2018, yeah.
And you started off as a
unit secretary.
The unit secretary. Gotcha. I've worked in the ER for a long time, and I knew a lot of people who worked as like a tech, or who worked at bedside and then moved to become a unit secretary. I don't think I've ever met a unit secretary who wanted to go and take care of patients.
Yeah, I mean, it came natural to me. It really did come natural. Because I used to feel sorry for some of my coworkers. Like some of the techs will have maybe 14, 15 patients, and why is it a problem for me to be able not, get up and go if the patient's asking for some ice or for like apple juice or something? It's okay for me to take it to them. It's not gonna or need help going to the bathroom. I don't mind. Me personally, I can only speak for me though.
that was the biggest thing. A lot of the unit secretaries, I think, would tell me. It's like they would say, "Man, I can't believe you guys have to like clean up patients. Like I would never be able to do that."
Yeah, we get down and dirty in the ER now.
Yeah, we do.
I'm still when those patients come in, and they have a odor on them, and we get them clean. I like me and my old coworkers, we like to call it taking them through the car wash. We get them clean, they be feeling good. We get them some warm blankets, a nice pillow. They be feeling so good afterwards.
What is the worst smell do you think that comes off a person in the ER? What do you think the worst smell is?
When you work in the ER, your nose just get used to like It just get used to a lot of stuff. But I'm gonna say this: a GI bleed and C. diff. And every time we had a discussion in the ER, I tell people, I know it may seem crazy, but I would rather smell C. diff than a GI bleed any day.
Yeah.
A GI bleed, because you can smell it like before. I mean, when you open up a door, like going into a patient room, it hits you. To me, it does. Like I said, I can't speak for everybody else, but that GI bleed is no joke. Ooh, it's no joke at all.
And there are some patients who have both.
Yeah. And it is what it is. We still take care of our patients. We still get them clean, do whatever we need to do.
Good for you for going from unit secretary to bedside. Because like I said, that is not normal for that to happen.
Yeah.
Unless it's unit secretary straight to nurse. You know what I mean?
Eventually, REN coming my way.
Did you always want to be a nurse, or where did this come from?
Yeah, that's always been my dream to become a nurse. Because I love helping people. I would give a shirt off my back if you need like anything that I have, as long as you talk to me or tell me what you got going on. If I got it, you got it. That's just the type of person I am. I love helping people the best way I can.
Yeah. Is there like a maybe a childhood memory or a memory from when you grew up that you can remember that kind of like tells you this is like why you are the person that you are, who's just always so willing to help people?
I don't know if I have like a childhood memory, but I do have a individual to thank. The reason why I am, it would just be my mother, Denise. That's my angel. That's my everything. She raised me. She raised me the right way. And I thank her every day. I thank God for her every single day because I don't know what I'd do without her. So.
Yeah. Was there anything specific she taught you?
I mean, just stuff in general, like just, how you have that mom and daughter conversations. She just told me things about, how, lice and just little bits and pieces of things as over the years have come. It's just different stuff. It's so many I can't really recall. We done had so many, conversations and things that she has taught me. So, hey, I'm thankful for everything she has done.
What did she do for work?
Oh, she's disabled.
She's disabled.
So she doesn't work.
Do you help take care of her?
Oh yeah, that's my girl.
Yeah,
we go everywhere together. That's my right hand right there.
You go everywhere together.
We go out of town, go around the city. We go to games, concerts. We do everything together.
No way. You taking her to a concert?
Oh yeah, me and my mom be in these streets, honey.
Yeah, you know what? It's so interesting. Like knowing you now, like some of these stories that your coworkers have, written about you, is very believable now. One of the biggest things they said was that you absolutely just never complain. Like they have never heard a peep of a complaint out of you, even when it's a full moon on a Friday night, the ER's on fire, and you have to double as a unit secretary and a PCT. So
yeah, it's real in the field. I'm telling you, like a particular incident with me at Ashley, she was charged that day, and we were very short staffed, and triage was backing up. I don't even think we had a nurse for triage, so she had to play charge and go to triage. So what we would do, I was like, Ashley, we got to come up with a plan. Okay, what I'm going to do, I'm going to call a patient back, get vitals, get everything they need. Boom. You come in triage, ask the question. I'm going to go to the next one because we have 2 triage rooms. And I did the same thing, and we knocked it out. We got it done.
Yeah.
So I had everything done. By the time she got in there, she just had to ask them questions, why they came and everything. And hey, they got to keep it going. Keep it going.
It was one of those days. It was one of those days where you guys were really short staffed too, right?
Yeah. But we got through it though. That's my girl. I've learned so much from Ashley. She's like a big sister. I've learned a lot from her. She's very smart. Very smart.
What's going through your head when all this is happening, when everything around you is so busy? Again, like you don't complain. You're always helpful. You don't run away, and hide when people need help, which is a lot of us are guilty of. So what's going through your head when all this happens? Like, how do you stay so positive?
To be honest, I just take it one patient at a time. One patient at a time. That's all I can do. And do whatever I can. I mean, it's really no like right answer to it. I just take one thing at a time, whatever I can do. Once I do that, I'm going on to the next. I just keep pushing because you got people in here that are depending on us, you know, as nurses and techs and the doctors. Like we may get tired. It's okay to step back and say, okay, I need a little breather. But you got to keep it going.
The biggest thing from your coworkers, like such as like Ashley, and I don't know if you probably remember Amalia, but you are the first recipient of what they call the Tulip Award.
Yes.
and for those listening, the Tulip Award is like the Daisy Award for nurses, which recognizes exceptional nurses. You know, they give them an award, they get recognized, they give them some scholarship money. And Amalia, who is a coordinator for the Daisy Award at your hospital, took it upon herself to create a second award called the Tulip Award for the PCTs, the patient care technicians. And you are the first ever Tulip Award winner.
Yeah.
And how people, let me just explain how people win this, how you win this award is your coworkers, similar to the Badass MuFKR Award, have to nominate you. They have to send in stories, and a few of your stories, well, they have to send the stories in anonymously, so we don't know who they're talking about. So, but apparently you had 2 different stories that won you this award, this Tulip Award, for being a great patient care technician. So, I mean, how does that feel to be the first ever patient care technician to win this award, and what did that mean for you?
First, I feel honored. I was very shocked. They caught me by surprise because I remember that day, me and Ashley was in triage that day, and I was a tech up there, and everybody just started acting a little weird. I'm like, what is going on? People were just staring at me. I'm like, hey, how y'all doing? Y'all need something? Okay. But me and her, she said, Terry, come on with me. So we went in the triage room, and she closed the door. The next thing I know, we was talking, but we got a phone call from our manager. And she said, well, hey, can you come and triage this EMS that just came in? So, okay. I didn't think nothing of it. I'm like, okay, well, let's go ahead and take care of this patient. I walk up there. My whole family is standing right there. My mom, my dad, my aunt, my cousin, and my sweet baby boy patient. That's my godson. And I said, Teddy Bear. That's what we call him, Teddy Bear. And I seen him, he ran up to me, gave me a hug, and I'm like, what are y'all doing here? And so all the people that nominated me started reading their story. So one of them was a nurse practitioner, and then another one was a nurse. It was Ashley, and then another nurse. I call her, she's the OG. Oh, she's an old school nurse. That lady, I don't know what they're gonna do when she retires. I mean, even the doctors love her. If she's not there, like, the doctors have a fit. They be like, where's such and such? Where's such and such? I'm like, she's not here today, fine. But I was very shocked. I feel honored. And I also found out that since I'm the first one at my hospital, they're going to adopt it at the other hospital. So they're going to start nominating other techs. So, hey, that's good. I feel like people need, recognition and need to know that their work is being seen and that we are appreciated, because sometimes it seems like we're not, but to have that kind of award, that means a lot. It really does. And I'm thankful.
Yeah. Yeah, you're the gold standard now.
I'm thankful. Yeah.
They're gonna take it around everywhere and be like, if you want to win Tulip Award, like, these are the type of stories that you have to live up to.
Yeah. I just do my job. That's all. I just go in and I treat people how I would want to be treated. If that was my mom in that bed, I would want you to treat my mom the same way. I look at it like that. Treat people how you want to be treated.
Yeah. What did you have of all those stories that they read to you? Did you have a favorite one?
It had to be Ashley, because that day I remember like it was yesterday about me having to go and triage. That day was that really tested my patience and everything. but we kept it together. We kept professional. That was a bad day.
Yeah.
A story.
Well, I mean, congratulations. Like I said, the Tulip Award, you know, I think it's a great idea. And I absolutely think, you know, again, I worked in the same position as you, and we rarely ever got any sort of recognition, no matter how hard we worked, right? We got like a few pats on the back, but nothing official. And I know it helps, you know?
Yeah.
A little recognition goes a long way, I think. And shout out to Amalia, who was trying to get this thing off the ground for so long, you know, not just trying to recognize the nurses with the Daisy Award, but the PCTs with the Tulip Award. So good for her. Trez, you come off as a person who's so humble. Who's so humble, and there was a story where, you know, again, your coworker said that whenever they're going out to buy lunch, they're trying to get some people food, you always refuse. You never accept help. You never accept a handout. Nothing ever of that sort. So now I want to ask you, like, you're so independent and you're so strong. Like, where does this come from for you?
To be honest, like, it just over the years of things, you know, just personal things that I've had to endure, I just learned to never depend on nobody and just, you know, work for what I want in life. That's just how I am. Like, I've had several doctors try to buy me lunch. Like, they'll be buying the whole staff lunch, but I won't take it. Ashley, several times, she won't say no. Oh my God. I mean, she won't take no for an answer. Like, I'll be like, Ashley, I don't want nothing to eat. I'm okay. No, you gonna get this. I'm like, Ashley, but she still won't take no for it. That's just how I am, though. That's how I've always been. Like, growing up, like, that's how I am. I don't like accepting things from people. Just me.
Yeah. You don't accept nothing. You're on your own. Even when they're buying everybody else food and you're not getting it, you don't feel a little left out?
No, I'll be okay. I'll be all right.
Jeez, if it was a nurse,
I have like good intentions, but we live in a time now where people, when they do things for you, they like to talk about what they do for you. And I don't want people to, oh yeah, I had to help her with this, so I had to do this for her. I would rather do without. I don't know, because I feel like if you don't want to help somebody, if you're not doing it from the heart, don't do it at all. Don't do it at all. It's just my belief on that. Don't sit there and talk about what you're going to do for somebody if you weren't really doing it because you really wanted to.
I'll tell you what, if a nurse was offering to buy me food, I personally would accept. If a doctor was offering to buy me food, I would order for my entire week. So
yeah.
So good on you for holding on to your principles.
Yeah.
Knowing who you are. That is incredible.
Yes,
but I do hope that you accept, you know, what we are offering you, which is, you know, the $1,000, because you're an incredible person. And I wanted to know, like, do you have any ideas what you're gonna do with the $1,000?
Wait a minute, come again. Hold on.
What?
Oh wow.
Oh yeah, no. So if you are the badass motherfucker and you come onto this podcast, we're definitely giving you $1,000.
Oh wow.
And you can't say no.
I don't know. I don't know. I have to get back to you. I don't know. I'm shocked right now.
Did you know you were getting it?
I don't know if we talked about it on the phone, or you probably said not when you called, because I had to make sure you was legit.
I don't know if I mentioned it, but that's right. Like when I called you, you thought it was a prank, and it took you actually wanted to get off the phone as fast as possible and like have me email you.
Yes, because I was like, Ashley, what you done did again? You gonna get me again?
No, but it's legit. It's legit. Every person who we have on the pod who we believe is the baddest motherfucker that they are gets $1,000.
Wow. Thank you. Wow, this is big. Thank you.
Yeah, no, of course. If you could again, I like, you know, sometimes I'll ask my guests like what they like to do with it, but if you didn't even know, then maybe you didn't have time to think about it.
I did, and but I know it well. Something has come to mind. We have a patient that comes in our ER, He's homeless, and he's very well known. We all know him. When he comes in, we already know what he wants. He just wants to, probably get a bite to eat and maybe a shower. And he has on the same clothes all the time. So I said to myself, when I see him again, I was gonna probably go to our local Walmart and get him some stuff like some shirts and some pants and stuff for him to wear, because he needs it. He really does. That's definitely what I'm gonna do. Yeah.
That's the first thing that came to mind.
Oh yeah.
Ah, geez, Trez, you're so sweet.
I'm telling you, I'm the sweetest person you will meet, but like I said, I mean, everybody has their ups and downs. Just, hey, it is what it is.
This is a homeless patient, is a frequent flyer.
You can say that. I don't like to call it that, but I mean, you can say it. All of us, we know him, and it's sometimes when you have patients come in like that, you get a little relationship with them and get close to them. That's a real sweet guy. You don't cause no trouble. He just, just falling down on bad times right now.
Yeah, and that's so great for you to say it like that, because it's so easy for us who work in the ER, again, when like shit is just crazy and you're burnt out, you haven't eaten, it's super busy, for someone to come in like that and just ask for, for lack of a better word, a handout. It's easy to get mad at them, but for you to, for your perspective is he's fallen on hard times. He needs a little bit of help, and he'll get, things will get better. So great on you for thinking that way, because not a lot of us are capable of thinking like that.
No, not at all. Even some of the ones I work with. Woo, no.
Yeah, and you know them. You know who these people are. And again, it's sometimes it's just not their fault either. The people who work there are getting burnt out, right? It's the product of the environment you work in, and when you work in the shitty environment, you become a bitter, shitty person.
Oh yes.
So good on you for continuing to think positive thoughts and seeing the good in people. I love that, and I cannot think of a better person who deserves $1,000. Please do not spend it all on other people. Save a little bit for yourself.
I will.
But before we end here, I'd like to ask 3 last questions to all our guests. And the first one is, what is the most important lesson you've learned over your career as a PCT?
Most important lesson, I would say, don't be afraid to take constructive criticism. Meaning, if you're not doing something right, and if the nurse come and be like, "Hey, Trez, you're not doing that right," or a doctor say, "Well, you didn't do what I needed to do," or whatever the case may be, don't get all worked up just because in the healthcare, you have to have thick skin. You have to, and working in the ER, you have to have thick skin. So don't get so worked up when people try to correct you if you're doing something wrong, because at the end of the day, these are people's lives. We're dealing with humans, not just toys. These are real human beings that we're, taking care of. So, hey, that's my biggest lesson. Don't be afraid to have somebody to say, "Okay, look, you didn't do this right. This is how you need to do it." Take it and throw it over your shoulder and keep going, keep pressing on.
Yeah. Don't be afraid to take some constructive criticism.
Don't be afraid.
Awesome.
Don't get all feelings.
Yeah. Yeah, because like you said, the stakes are high. The stakes are high in the ER. Mistakes can cost lives. So, and when there is the risk of that, everybody gets a little tense. They get a little on edge. So, question number 2: do you have a funny patient interaction, or I guess you could say what has been the most impactful patient interaction that you've ever had without violating HIPAA too much?
Oh yeah, I definitely don't want to do that. I actually got a funny story and one that had impacted me, if you don't mind me sharing.
Of course.
The funny story was I was helping a PureWick on a female patient, and she was an elderly patient, And so, I was explaining to her, and she was a little altered. And I was like, okay, sweet, I'm getting ready to put the periwick in here.
Can we explain what a periwick is for our listeners?
Yeah, so a periwick is basically like this. It looks like a blue banana, but it's just like you have, it's used for like patients that are like bed bound, not able to get out the bed. And you put it in, they even make it for males now. You just put it in between the woman's private, and when they urinate, it'll suck it up like a vacuum into a canister.
Right.
That's all.
It's hooked up to a suction into the wall, and whenever, a patient starts peeing, it doesn't go anywhere. Yeah. It's a little stick that's in between your legs, and it sucks it right into the canister, right? So it's great for us when patients are bedbound. They can't get up, right? And we don't want to put a diaper or anything on them because it's not as comfortable.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Then you got causing breakdown, which you don't want to do. And like I said, they do make them for males now. Thank God. I don't know who created that, but they knew what they were doing when they came out with the male periwick. That's genius.
I don't think I've ever seen one. I don't think I've ever seen a male periwick. I might have left before they got it, but we did have male condom cats, which...
Oh, we have those too, but they do have male periwicks now, and they very good. Very good. Yeah. But back to the story. So I was putting it in, and I was like, okay, sweet, I'm getting ready to put it in between your hoo-ha. And she said, baby, be careful, honey, because I ain't had that much actually yet. I know I laughed so hard. My elderly patient, when they come in, I have a ball. She said she ain't had that much action in years. I said, okay, all right, sweetie. So I finished what I had to do, and I got on up out the room.
Oh my God.
I ain't had that much action in years.
I love it.
Oh my God.
I love it. Like old people, man, like the filter on them is it's just gone. I think I remember I was helping an old man go to the bathroom, and he was he wanted to stand up to pee. Like men, they want to stand up to pee. They always want to stand up to freaking pee. So of course I get him to the edge of the bed and stand him up, and I'm trying to get his dick into the urinal, and he's like, what did he say? He was like, be careful with my pecker. It's not in yet. And he called it a pecker. And I burst out laughing. I'm like, who the heck calls it a pecker? He's like, be careful with my pecker. It's not in yet.
Yeah, that period, I've heard some names, boy. I've had one patient call it a rubber, you know what? I'm just like, huh? Like, you'll just be surprised. Healthcare workers, y'all know what I'm talking about. Like, the things that you hear, it just never, like, nothing ever surprised me no more. It's funny. I love what I do. I love it. I love my job. That's awesome.
And the last question is, because I do a series online called Tips from the ER, I wanted to ask you, what is a tip you would like to give to the listeners before coming into the ER?
Woo! Only one? Okay. Things that I wish people will understand.
You can give us two.
We're not, some days maybe you may get seen faster. Some days you're going to have to wait. It just depends. Now, if you got a patient that's coming in with a sinus infection, but you're sitting out in the lobby eating a $5 filler from KFC, and you get mad because we ain't called you to the back yet, but I got somebody that came in by ambulance, we doing compressions on, their heart has stopped. We're trying to get these people back to life, start their heart again, and you're sitting here making a scene in the lobby because we hadn't called you back. Like, what if that was your mom, cardiac arrest? Like, would you want me to save your mom? Or, okay, you know what? Just don't worry about it. Let's go see what the sinus infection about. The lady not breathing, she can wait. Like, make it make sense now, But hey, we just do what we can.
That sounds like an actual story.
Yeah.
That sounds like an actual real life experience that you just shared there.
Well, you sitting getting mad. We ain't called you, but you chewing down on a chicken bone. You got somebody that cannot breathing. Which one I'm gonna go to? I think I'm gonna focus on the patient that's not breathing right now.
Right. Yes. All right. So there's your tip. Don't get mad if you have to wait. There's other stuff happening, you know?
Yeah.
That's so funny. That's like one of the, like, that's like the main tip that most of my guests have given. Like, what's a tip you wish people knew? It's like, you're going to have to wait, you know? There's other things happening.
It's not that we have skipped you. It's just certain people, you know, we go by acuity. So if you had got an acuity of 5 and this patient coming in acuity of 1, I'm going to stick with the patient with the 1. Because either they're not breathing or something this patient is taking. Like, I just say, look at it as if you was that person. You would want us to focus on you. That's all I say about it.
That's awesome. All right. Well, Trez, I think that's, you know, and it was so nice to meet you. So, yeah, keep doing what you're doing. You are a bright light in that ER. All your coworkers know it. We have endless amount of stories about you to prove it. So thank you for doing what you do. You are a badass motherfucker, Trez.
Thank you. You take care.
Thanks for listening to the Badass MuFKR podcast. If you have a coworker who you believe is a badass motherfucker, head over to badassmotherfucker.com to nominate them. My goal is to highlight and share more stories of healthcare workers doing exceptional work in their community who deserve a little bit more recognition. If you enjoyed today's podcast, please give us a like, leave a review, and share it with your friends. Hell, slide into my DMs and tell me yourself. I can't wait to bring more stories your way. But until then, keep being the badass motherfucker that you are.